Every day, an uncountable number of people get into arguments, get annoyed, or hurt. All of these things can cause emotions to explode throughout someone's life. But why? Teenagers have specific issues with emotions due to hormonal changes in their ever-developing brain. So this cramped space we call a high school can lead to drama and gossip. Students can have issues with peers, staff, and societal issues, yet rarely talk about it in a way to breed a solution. However, using good communication, issues can be resolved, emotions can be protected, and change can be produced within individuals, groups, and communities. This is Sherry and Marcus, two friends in high school. They do what every high schooler does, gossip. They both have this friend named Joe, who does this thing that just peeves them both off. So they talk to each other about how annoying it is that he does that. From here, they have two choices, to communicate their annoyance or not. If they choose not to, that friend doesn't know what's happening or what's wrong. Joe's now confused about why his friends are mad at him, and his friends have to keep going through the same cycle of the pet peeve over and over again. This miscommunication is extremely detrimental towards friendships and other relationships. This cycle of annoyance cannot stop until one party is able to talk to the other about it. We can see this in romantic relationships, where getting married is a huge success and should be celebrated. Yet over 40% of marriages in the USA end up in divorce. 67.5% of those divorces are because of a lack of communication. If most of these relationships have been built up on good communication skills since the beginning, emotions could be communicated and comforted, helping saving that relationship. This is one of the main points used in couples therapy, helping to save over 70% of relationships. This doesn't just apply to romantic relationships, however, but to friendships and workplace relationships as well. Despite emotions always being a part of an argument, having good communication to speak about issues can make sure that no other emotion has to be hurt during this process. Proper communication not only salvages relationships, but it also protects people's image. When we have a problem with someone, they always talk about it with others before they ever talk to the person about it. This is normally called venting, when someone talks about an issue to a trusted person to see their side of the problem. This talking can spread through a friend group, a club, or even a school. Soon into that cycle, the talking and venting can quickly be taken out of context and turn into gossip, deviating from the truth and harming that person's image. We can see this in our society with cancel culture and the media. When a celebrity does something bad, the media eats it up and shares it with the entire world, pushing it out there with little to no context and to people who have never heard of this person before. Many times, this new information on these people just break the idealized image that we have of them and turn them truly human with our corrupt behavior. But no matter what side you are in this argument, you cannot deny the impact that it has on their image. Drake's anti-Semitic comments cost him a fortune from lost fans and other things. Elon lost many employees and trusted patrons with his Twitter choices, and everyone's heard of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard divorce smearing. This same thing happens with gossip and drama when it spreads throughout a school, just on a smaller scale. People end up believing a person is someone who they may not be, just because they overheard something from one of their friends. However, if you talk to the person and deal with the issue quickly, you can nip the start of that gossip in the bud, saving that person from ostracization and keeping others from judging a person based off hearsay. Not only do emotions get hurt without good communication, but no problems can be solved without talking about it. Joe would have no chance of knowing what the issue is if his friends never tell him. In my personal experience, I had an issue with a friend in band that was solved through good communication. I disliked his negative attitude, but I never talked to him about it. I talked with other people, and they agreed with me, but that never fixed anything. One day, he did it again, and it made me extremely annoyed, and I finally told him about it. We talked, and we communicated our issues with each other and solved them together. From then on, we became better friends and were able to work through our difficulties more easily. Good communication with each other solved our issue and created a change that benefited the both of us. If I had stuck with bad communication, we would still be in a cycle of annoyance and wouldn't be as close as we are today. This change that my friend and I had is possible for every relationship and every moment of good communication. There are many points in history where good communication allowed for changes to be made in the world. Take, for example, the Cuban Missile Crisis in the Cold War. The USA and the USSR had terrible communication between each other, resorting to threats and hearsay to solve their problems. This created so much tension that the US placed nuclear bombs in Turkey and the USSR placed some in Cuba. However, when they finally resorted to direct communication, they were able to solve the tension in that moment and prevent World War III from occurring. That communication between two countries can be used as an example of the effects of good communication and what can be shown to happen on a smaller scale with people's conflicts. As shown through the USA and the USSR, good communication can help solve issues between people, groups, and even countries. These problems between parties can be solved with communication, but working them out can create change within society and individuals. Take peace talks, for example. There have been many peace talks and negotiations in history, such as the Geneva Convention and nuclear weapons regulation talks. And many of these still occur today, with the Russian-Ukraine conflict and the United Nations meetings, for example. These talks are specifically designed for proper communication to be extended to everyone involved. There are specific protocols and methods in place to ensure safe and neutral communication for the specific purpose of solving their conflicts and issues. Talks similar to these can be used to solve conflicts and issues within groups of people as well. While not on the same level of seriousness, creating a safe and neutral environment for tense conversations can give a sense of comfort to both sides and make communication more useful and productive. These peace talks can also cause changes in society, like preventing nuclear war and war crimes from occurring. People can be changed by good communication as well, helping shift behaviors and actions to benefit both parties. Pet peeves can be avoided, annoying aspects can be changed, and angers can be communicated, only if both sides talk to each other and agree on a change. Communication can solve problems, comfort emotions, and incite change between individuals, groups, and society. Take our friends, for example. When Shira and Marcus communicate their issues, Joe can know what's happening and discuss the problem with them. Now both parties feel seen and heard, and they can understand each other even more. Each person also has the opportunity to make changes to make everyone satisfied. Utilizing communication like this in your day-to-day life can help build up these skills for later, whether you use it with your boss, your friends, or your partner. The effects of good communication will ripple throughout every sphere of your life, so always make sure to practice and use those skills in every instance, just like you would want someone else to do for you.